Let me tell you how unhinged humanity was in 1999. Grown ass adults really believed that when the clock hit midnight, computers were going to crash, planes were going to fall out the sky, and ATMs were going to start acting possessed. People had canned food, bottled water, flashlights, and prayer circles because of Microsoft Excel. Humanity almost had a group panic attack over a calendar update. History was ghetto. Let's get into it. Welcome to History Was Ghetto, where we revisit the moments that had the world panicking, lying, and acting like common sense was on vacation. This week's episode, Y2K, aka the time humanity thought a date change was going to end civilization. Let me just define Y2K for you, simply. Computers stored years as 99 instead of 1999. People thought systems would reset back to 1900. The fear was that banks would crash, planes would fall out the sky, and nukes would just randomly launch with no regard of where it was going. So basically, the entire world almost folded because somebody in 1975 said, "We'll fix it later," and never the fuck did. Now let's let's get into this segment we're gonna call "The World Started Acting Funny." So this is where we saw news coverage equaling pure fear mongering, survival kits selling out, government warnings but vague enough to scare you more. Let me tell you something. People were preparing for Y2K like zombies were RSVPing. Folks had enough canned beans to survive 3 divorces. Your auntie had a flashlight like she was Batman. And somebody's dad definitely walked into the living room like, "Turn the lights off. Power might go out tonight." This just wasn't America. This was global panic. The entire planet said, "Yeah, we might not wake up January 1st. Now let's jump into a segment title called "Fear Sold Out Before Logic Did." So this is when news outlets started running the absolute worst case scenarios. Experts started contradicting each other, and the rise of paranoia. It was the rise of paranoia culture. Like I said before, there were actual people predicting nuclear missiles would start launching by accident. Y2K proves something very important. If you scare people enough, they will believe anything. The news had graphics like the apocalypse was sponsored by CNN. Every expert sounded like they Googled their degree. Now, you know what this was really, what this really was? I had a brain fart for a second. This was one of the first global examples of information overload, fear based media cycles, and public trust confusion. Let's jump into the segment title. I'm going to call it "The Clock Hit 12 and Nothing Fucking Happened." And this is the part of history where things get ghetto. So I'm going to paint the picture for you. Everybody's watching the clock. Families are gathered. Some people are genuinely scared. And then midnight hits, people holding their breath, waiting, waiting, waiting. Then nothing. No planes falling, no banks collapsing, no computers catching attitudes. The only thing that crashed was people's expectations. Folks were sitting around like, "So we still got to go to work on Monday?" Now, I'm going to call out the aftermath. We're going to label this the embarrassment era. Nobody wanted to admit that they were scared. It was quiet, collective embarrassment. Companies and governments low key like, "We fixed it though." I'm going to give you my take. Y2K didn't fail. It got prevented. But nobody wants to give credit because panic is more entertaining than preparation. People deleted their survival plans faster than their browser history. Everybody just nodded their head because you've all had something in your browser history you shouldn't have. And you delete that real quick. No incognito on that one, right? Your uncle went from "we're not gonna make it" to "I knew it was fake." Now, what Y2K actually did to us, it gave us trust issues with the media. Y2K was the first time people realized the news will scare the shit out of you first and then explain later. You know what else Y2K did? That's when the technology anxiety began. This was the first time people realized, wait, we might be too dependent on computers. You know what else Y2K did? It caused collective trauma bonding. Everybody who lived through Y2K shares the same memory. We was outside scared of a calendar. Y2K was the first time people realized panic spreads faster than facts. You want to know what would happen if Y2K happened today? If Y2K happened today, Twitter would have been unusable. Could you imagine the TikTok survival influencers? All the fake experts going viral. Top 10 ways to survive Y2K reels. People live streaming panic. There'd have been a Y2K challenge by 3 p.m. Influencers would be like, get ready with me for the apocalypse. And somebody else would monetize fear in 48 hours. Yeah, that's for the Gen Z. They're probably like, oh, now I know what he's talking about. Yeah. I tell some Gen Z people I know I'm 40. They're like, oh, wow, you're old. Hold up now. I'm not old. There's people older than me. Really? Yes. So let's get into the final verdict. So the ratings, the mess level was an 8 out of 10. The panic level was 11 out of 10. And the logic level was a 2 out of 10. The world almost collapsed, not because of technology, but because of imagination. We survived Y2K just to end up arguing on the internet every day anyway. Now, before we finish this episode, be honest. Did your family prepare for Y2K? Comment, I was prepared if y'all had bottled water, canned food, and unnecessary fear in your household. And if your family did nothing, comment, we risked it all. Don't scroll past this. I know your family did something. History was ghetto, and we really thought a calendar was going to take us out. It's, it's John Cash. And I'll see and speak to you next week on Receipts and Reactions. See ya.